Hi, my name is Courtney Coach. I'm a licensed real estate agent here in New York City, and I'm here to coach New York. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the difference between co-ops and condos. We're going to go a little bit more in depth with co-ops, and then at the very end, we're going to set the two side by side and compare the two. So if any of this resonates with you, then keep on watching. Oh, and if you don't want to watch the entire video, there are sections you can click on below so you can skip ahead. What is a co-op? A co-op, or a cooperative, means that you're not buying real property as you would a condo or house. You're purchasing shares in a corporation that own the building. So if a building such as this one has 8 units, that means that you own 1/8 of everything in this building. Along with your unit, that would include 1/8 of the hallways, elevators, lobbies, and any expenses that come along with the building. On closing, you will receive shares of stock along with a proprietary lease. The shares are your proof that you in fact own 1/8 of the corporation, and in order to gain occupancy, you will be given a proprietary lease. Similar to a rental lease, the proprietary lease allows you to live in the property for the life of the corporation, as long as you abide by the rules and regulations of the co-op association. So what happens if you break the lease? If you break the rules of the association, such as not paying for your maintenance as an example, the association has a right to evict you and sell your shares at market price. After they collect the overdue payments from the sale, the rest of the balance goes back to you. All co-op buildings have their own financing requirements, so even if a bank is willing to loan you 100%, the co-op might require you to only finance 80% or 50%, depending on what the requirements are. In addition to paying mortgage, you will pay maintenance fees. This fee is bundled up with taxes and money to pay for any repairs, regular cleaning, landscaping, and also money to cover utilities. So why were co-ops even created in the first place? Well, according to Richard Ziegler and Herbert J. Cooper Levy, member and former member of the National Association of Housing Cooperatives, the first co-op was established on West 18th Street in New York City in 1876. Originally, they were called home clubs, which provided aristocrats the control of knowing who their neighbors were going to be, as well as having the benefits of home ownership without all the responsibility. Now let's list out the pros and cons to owning a co-op. We'll start with the pros. First is taxes. You don't have individual taxes because they're already added into the maintenance fees, and half of this fee is tax deductible. No renters. You won't have to worry about people moving in and out as frequent because all of your neighbors are the homeowners themselves, since co-ops have restrictions on renting. Co-ops are priced 10 to 30% lower than a condo since you don't own real property and there are more hoops to jump through. Low closing costs. You'll have lower costs since you don't have to pay for all the fees normally associated with a house or condo, such as recording tax, title insurance, or escrow, etc. Now for the cons. Board interviews. There's a rigorous co-op board package and interview that go along with this. And if you're not prepared, there's a chance you can get denied regardless of your financial history. Legally, boards can deny you and they don't have to give you a reason as to why. While it's a pro to have no renters, the downside is no renters, making it bad for people who want an investment property. Since co-ops usually restrict renting, if you're allowed to rent, they will only give you anywhere from 1 to 5 years to rent it over the life of your proprietary lease. Co-ops are meant for people to use as their primary household, so again, not good for an investment. Liquid cash. You'll also need good financials even after you purchase. Some co-ops want to see around 2 years of liquid cash in the bank to cover maintenance. Less than 30. Debt to income is different than the bank, so while the bank is okay with 36%, most co-ops want to see no more than 30%. Some have buying restrictions, so this limits parents that want to buy the home as a gift for their children or any pied-à-terres. And please note that every co-op is completely different, so some may have more or less requirements depending on the co-op board. So now for condos. A condo, or condominium, is a form of real property where in addition to your individual unit, you collectively own the building. Same as a co-op, you share a portion of the building with your neighbors, and it's managed by the owners through their condo association. On closing, you'll receive a deed to the home showing that you in fact own the unit. So since you share the common areas such as hallways, elevators, lobbies, if you have any gyms or laundry rooms, you'll share those, and any expenses that come along with the building, you're going to pay common charges. While co-ops pay maintenance fees, condos pay common charges and taxes. Going back to the eviction situation with the co-op, it's going to be a little bit different with the condo, since you own the property. If the homeowners are not paying their association fees, the board can put a lien on the home and foreclose, similar to a bank. But if an owner is doing activity that affects the whole community, such as doing anything illegal in the building, then the condo board can go to the court and ask the courts to intervene. But this is for extreme cases, and it's actually very, very rare. And now for a recap. To transfer ownership, co-ops have shares of stocks in a corporation, as well as a proprietary lease. But in a condo, you will receive a deed to the home. Co-ops have board interviews, while condos don't typically have them at all. To manage and take care of the building, co-ops will pay maintenance and condos will pay common charges, and they'll also pay that with taxes. Co-ops have financing restrictions where you're required to put a minimum of 20% down payment. However, condos have larger closing costs, anywhere from 1 to 5% of the purchase price. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that gave you guys a lot of information. If there was something that wasn't listed in this episode, you can contact me at hello@courtneycoach.com, or you can go to courtneycoach.com and click on contact.